كل من يرد. After ibadat, I don't know how to translate this, of course. After a lot of ibadat, he used to say, لبست ثوب الرجع. Well, I covered myself with al-raja after qiyam al-layl, maybe half of the night. He considered himself that raji, has hope in Allah Azza wa Jal. وَالنَّاسُ قَدْ رَقَدُوا, while people, they are sleeping. I'm praying and people are sleeping. Then he mentioned his type of ibadat, asking Allah Azza wa Jal, the only one, to accept him and to make him from the people of the Jannah after this. If somebody says something like that, no doubt there is no harm. But now, to take these and give it a tune, this is not accepted. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and if somebody, I don't know how to do it, but if the same person that I just mentioned, his piece of poem, if he said لبست ثوب الرجاء والناس قد رقدوا, for example, he said no, none of the Sahaba nor the Prophet ever heard something like that, with tune and like somebody want to dance. This is no nasheed Islami anymore. Is that clear, the difference? If you say something to motivate, something to praise Allah in this universe about His beautiful creation, no harm. But having a group, every time we have something, Islamic nasheed, then I love you, Sami, and the girls is dancing, mashallah, tabarakallah. Go to mass conference to see what I'm talking about. How the girls dancing and say, love you, Sami, mashallah. Islamic love for the sake of Allah. So what's the difference? Is the shayateen not Muslims? Some Muslim shayateen is worse than the shayateen. So this is not allowed, of course.
So there's no such thing as the Islamic drum also, or is that there?
For men, there is no duf. The men, even in wedding, men should not use the duf without that metal. This is for women only. But nowadays, Sheikh, forget about it. You are complicating our life. We will jump and we'll dance. Maybe we have DJ.
Second point is like if you mentioned one time, long time ago in Anoop the Hadith, that there's a group of people, they went and they were drinking and singing and dancing, and Allah SWT turned them into like
monkeys. That's right. We have a lot of hadith about ghina, that it's haram, of course. Among them, this hadith in Sahih Bukhari. Now, yes, brother.
But the question about the nasheed the brother was referring to when Rasulullah left to Makkah to Medina. I heard that I read somewhere that he was received with singing by the people of
طلع البدر
Medina.
علينا, you said?
Yes.
This is not authentic riwayah, brother.
It's not authentic?
No.
Because in the movie The Message.
There is no even hadith, even da'if behind it. This is number one. Number two, when the Prophet ﷺ migrated from Mecca to Medina, was there any ahkam ruling in Mecca?
No.
Is there any ahkam ruling there in Mecca?
No.
When the ahkam start coming? Medina, right? So if there is an authentic, and there is no riwayah authentic about that. But if there is, still there is no ahkam, right? Because he left Mecca to Medina, then the ahkam of fasting, zakah, other ahkam start coming and revealed to him, right? So this is not an evidence, because he was not there if this is authentic. And again, there is no authentic, absolutely riwayah about that. I'm so sure about it. So if there is, and there is no any riwayah, but if, still there were no ahkam in that period, then the ahkam start revealed. Even though some ulama, they said غناء, singing, غناء, أحكام الغناء, تحريم الغناء نزل في مكة. Some scholars said that the ayat about تحريم الغناء was revealed in Mecca. If you take Surah Luqman is Makkiyah. Chapter Luqman is a Makki chapter. And Allah Azza wa Jalla in Surah Luqman, what did He say about al-ghina? وَمِنَ النَّاسِ من يشري لهو الحديث ليضل عن سبيل الله. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he said, among people who pay money, يشري here يبيع, لهو الحديث, singing. Ibn Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, Wallahi, by Allah, إنه الغنى, لهو الحديث. And a man in Mecca has a servant woman, and when the Prophet ﷺ used to recite the Quran, he used to bring that servant woman and start singing. To take people from the Prophet ﷺ and go to listen to that servant. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the companion, said, by Allah, lahu al-hadith is al-ghina. Anyhow, there is no authentic riwayah about Tala al-Badru alayna, when people receive the Prophet ﷺ coming to the Medina. And the second, if there is a riwayah, there is no ahkam still to say it is halal. Any other question or stopped?
Just last today.
Last question for you.
Yeah. Allah give the order, Israfil give the mic, is the morning or just Maghrib? Fajr or Maghrib? Everybody die.
Allahu a'lam, Fajr wala Maghrib. How can I know?
What time? Is the Fajr time or Maghrib time?
Dying?
Some scholars say this two time is the danger. Is the Fajr or Maghrib?
Allah.
Everybody die.
Allahu a'lam. I don't know.
I see the Sheikh speaking the TV, big skin TV, Islamic channel.
I don't know. Alhamdulillah.
Now I just
Who said I don't know, he gave a fatwa. So my fatwa, I don't know.
Question.
Yes.
You finished the bayan or the speech. At the end, you were saying we should do good deeds, to be righteous or to do good deeds, which the Prophet did. But living here in the West, if you want to go volunteer, feed the non-Muslims, feed them or donate, these good deeds, they don't count
He
as
did
righteous.
the same thing.
or-
He feed non-Muslim. He ﷺ did. What I meant by that is any ibadah to be accepted, two conditions should be established. Number one, sincerity. And nobody has the right to judge your sincerity. Nobody has the right to say you are not sincere. Who knows? Sincerity is in your heart, right? And nobody knows what we have in our heart except Allah Azza wa Jal. The second condition is following Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is, yes, we are able to judge people because we know the Sunnah. And if somebody opposes the Sunnah, we know that this is a bid'ah or something not masnoon. So we can correct people in doing that ibadah. So the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he has a lot of ahadith where he said, في كل كبد رطب أجر. For example, any person, living person, any living creature that you feed him, there's a reward there. Then he established the rights of the neighbors, because we have three types of neighbors, right? We have non-Muslim neighbor. How many rights he has upon us? One right. We have a Muslim neighbor. How many rights he has? Neighborhood and Islam. 2 rights. We have a relative Muslim neighbor. He has 3 rights. Relative, Muslim and neighborhood. So even the non-Muslim, he's a neighbor. Can we harm him? Can we put something in his house, on his field, or put the car, the tire of his car, flat it in the morning so he cannot go? We cannot do that. But ya Shaykh, he is not Muslim. Who said if he is not Muslim we can harm him? We should not do that. We should not do that. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jalla said, even in words, even with our tongue, we should not harm them. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. And say to people, speak with them with kindness, in a nice way. لِلنَّاسِ. He said, النَّاسِ. You know what's النَّاسِ? Mankind in general. And they are among mankind in general, right? So we should not do that. Asal Allah Azza wa Jal, again, have a question?
Yes.
Yeah, the last question, we'll stop here, finish here, inshallah.
Sure, there's some mashayikh that says that when Umar was buried, and instead of the angel asking him the question, he asked him the question.
I've heard about that.
What is...
There is a riwayah, I do not remember now the sanad. the authenticity of the chain of the hadith. But when he said to the Prophet ﷺ, would I have my conscience, my sense as I'm talking with you now, would I feel it? He said yes. He said, I will ask them. Allahu A'lam, I will not give my judgment unless I have to go back to check the riwayah. I think it will be da'if, Allahu A'lam, but let us go back and check to see if it is authentic or not. Because I forgot, to be honest with you. طيب جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.